One of the most effective fat loss tools is walking. So in this video, I'm going to show you the benefits of walking and how you can fit it into your busy schedule for efficient fat loss. One of the main benefits of walking is insulin control. After you eat a meal, especially one that's high in carbohydrates, your blood sugar level rises, and that's perfectly normal. Insulin rises in response to help move that glucose out of the bloodstream and into your muscles and liver to be used for energy. When muscles are active with exercise, a couple of things happen. They increase their demand for glucose dissolved in the blood. They also become more sensitive to the effects of insulin. So if you're concerned about insulin resistance, especially as you age, exercise will help. Walking after meals improves insulin sensitivity, meaning your body handles carbohydrates more efficiently. When insulin stays more stable, energy stays more stable, and those mid-afternoon and evening cravings are much easier to manage. Now, in studies, even a 5-minute walk after a meal had a measurable effect on moderating blood sugar levels. And the beneficial effect of walking seems to be the most noticeable in the 60 to 90-minute window following a meal. After your meals, aim for a calm, easy walk. Not speed walking, no sweating. You should be able to breathe comfortably and hold a conversation. I started to walk after my breakfast and my lunch. After dinner, my family and I usually tidy up, clean the kitchen, vacuum, take the garbage out, so there's natural activity built in there. The reason I'm doing it after breakfast and lunch is because I have IBS and GERD, which I've struggled with for over 25 years, and it's been worse lately, so I'm doing whatever I can to make it better. Walking is good for digestion. If you've ever felt heavy, bloated, or uncomfortable after eating, gentle movement can make a noticeable difference. Walking stimulates gut motility, helping move food through the digestive system more efficiently. I'm always thinking about small practical things that can make my digestion feel better from day to day. If you slump down in a chair after eating or recline on the couch, it can trigger acid reflux, heartburn. It's always good to stay upright for at least a couple of hours after eating. For me, with my digestive issues, I need at least 3 hours. As we get older, digestion tends to get worse. We gradually produce less stomach acid, and our gut motility, that movement, might not be as great. So even those people who once had cast iron digestive systems can start to have issues. Walking after meals is something that can help. Start walking about 10 to 15 minutes after finishing your meal and keep it really slow and gentle. If you go too fast, it becomes a bit strenuous, like more intense exercise. The stomach contents can actually start to reflux upwards. As you know, if you've ever tried to work out immediately after eating, that's a feeling I'm very familiar with. Now, of course, we don't want to forget about fat loss. In my fat loss system, I use the POWER framework. You can get more details about this in the Lean and Strong 40 Plus plan, which you can get for free at the link in the description. P is for prioritize nutrition. O is overload with purpose. That's about using strength training strategically for fat loss. W, walk and move daily, because not enough of us are doing it already. Our jobs are usually sedentary and our lifestyles tend to involve less movement as we get older. E is establish new patterns, which is about changing your mindset and habits that don't support your fat loss goals. And walking is also important in R, recover sufficiently, because walking can help you recover from your weight training workouts and help you manage your stress. And we all have that. But let's look at how walking supports your energy expenditure. One of the most overlooked factors in fat loss is NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. NEAT includes all the movement you do outside of formal workouts, standing instead of sitting, cleaning, and moving around throughout the day. For most people, the problem is that when life gets tiring, NEAT spontaneously reduces. So to make up for that, it's a good idea to keep track of your steps in some way. Gentle walking tends to energize you rather than drain you, and almost anyone can do it. Think of walking as your baseline movement. Even on days when you don't train, walking keeps energy expenditure steady. That consistency is a big reason walking plays such a powerful role in long-term fat loss. One of the reasons walking works so well is that it's still doable when you're tired. Heavy training can sometimes feel overwhelming after poor sleep, which most of us tend to struggle with as we get older. Walking usually still works. It's one of the few habits people can still maintain even when everything else feels hard. I know when my digestive issues are bad, it's the only thing I can do. And it helps keep me moving, so I improve my mood when I'm struggling with physical or emotional issues. For many people, it can reduce depression and anxiety. A long walk along the water where I live really helps me clear my head and get focused again. So, as stress management, walking is ideal, not only for the physical benefits, but for the mental ones. On low energy days, you don't have to push, just walk. Dory said, just keep swimming, but I say, just keep walking. Walking can be particularly useful when you're recovering from illness or injury. You don't want to jump straight back into intense training, but doing nothing at all often leads to stiffness, low energy, and a big drop in your daily movement. Walking is usually the first form of activity people can tolerate safely during recovery because it doesn't overload your system. Gentle walks are often the safest and most effective first step before returning to more demanding training. Walking makes it easy to stay consistent. Any friction is the enemy of consistency. At this time of year, I could easily make the weather an excuse because it's winter and it sucks. And I work from home, so I have to make excuses to move around. So whether you walk outside on your lunch break, around your home, or while you're working, you can get the benefit of walking. So choose the option that makes consistency easiest for you. Even a short walk helps maintain momentum and prevents the all or nothing mindset that stops consistency, which is really what being healthy and keeping the fat off is really about. To find out what other things you'll need to succeed with fat loss, step by step, watch the video here.